everybody. Welcome to Workforce Gaming. I am Brad, here with Doug.
Hi.
Doug, continuing his journey through Pax East, stopped by to
Yes.
play a game called Tunic, which is
Yes.
something that sounded familiar to me, and I looked up and there was an E3 trailer for it last year, and I remember seeing it, but
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about, so I guess what made you stop and play this game when you're at PAX walking around? You got all these options, there's Soul Calibur, there's Detroit, and you played this game called Tunic.
Tunic's kind of a weird one because I think I'm not sure if the trailer is kind of makes it easy to see, but the game is actually like really, really gorgeous. Like I was actually on my way to the Annapurna booth like first thing, and I saw the Tunic booth, and I was like, "Ooh, I kind of want to play that." So yeah, because it was kind of closer to the entrance. So I sat there like waiting in line. I waited in line for like 20 minutes, and like I think the demo is like maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but there's like more 2 or 3 people ahead of me. So it's like, oh crap. So I kind of like left. And then the second day I made sure to get there early so I could definitely play Tunic. Tunic, I think is just like it's a game that you're looking. I think you had actually described it as like I think you described it as like hesitancy as like, this could be awesome or it could suck. Like
it's either I think it either looks really pretty and is gonna play like garbage, or it looks really pretty and if it plays well is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it plays well. So I'll definitely put that up first. It plays well. It is a sort of isometric Zelda-like game, which sounds so boring because there are a million of those games out there. I think what this game does really well is number one. I think the combat is like really, really solid. It's what it does. Like you have like a lock-on button, so kind of similar to Dark Souls maybe. And you have a roll. So basically what you need to do is like kind of like roll around the characters, do blocks, and like attack at the right moments. The attacks feel really good. The blocking feels really solid. Like I could definitely like block in the middle of an attack, like right as I needed to. It felt very tight, which I think is like kind of the worry with games that are like really good or by any developers is like sometimes the controls are kind of not quite there.
Yeah.
But the game was like really, really tight, which is a lot of fun. So the combat felt like immediately good. It felt like I was like, I wouldn't say thinking any more than any other, like kind of like God of War or something like that. But the game is like definitely the enemies hit pretty hard. So like if you're not blocking, if you're not rolling, if you're not attacking when you need to, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get walloped pretty quickly. So that was like immediately like, okay, great, this feels good. The thing that's really fun about the game though is because it's very, very simple. They can play around with some things. I guess one of the things they play around with is they have like a language, like a script that is not translated at all. So it's kind of like playing like a game like Japanese or something without any translation.
Okay.
So for example, like you'll pick up a heart vessel. Like it's clearly the thing that you need is a health potion. It'll have this like kind of like long description in like this like weird language that doesn't make sense. But you're like, oh, okay, I get it. It's the heart vessel or whatever.
Oh, that's
Or like
cool.
you'll pick up a sword and like it'll be like across the screen. It says like yes or no. So it's like, okay, clearly I want to pick up the sword, so you hit yes. So it's kind of playing with those sort of tropes that you're well aware of. But it had like this weird level because it had like all this like fake script. There's even a game manual like in the game that like when you pause the game to check your controls, it's a game manual that is also in this like weird language that is not
cool.
real. Yeah, but it has enough information there. Like it shows you the buttons, and it has like a little sword next to the button that's clearly to attack. So where it would normally say attack and then have a little sword icon, it just has an attack word in whatever weird script it is, or like block. But like the block is clearly the shield, potions is clearly this. So
yeah,
it was interesting that it felt like it was using these tropes that you're kind of like well aware of. And because it can do that, it can sort of play around with this sort of like mythos of the game. Like it's set in this weird world with like this weird language, and these weird structures and that sort of thing. And it was just, I don't know, it was just very cute, very awesome. And it was really funny that while I was sitting there talking with the developer, and somebody asked the questions like, "Oh, why does the game look like this? It's got this very, very cool to me that's my nostalgia is the PlayStation era, like this very cool blocky style." And it's like, oh, where'd you get the inspiration to do this? And they're like, well, the programmer wasn't very good at art, and this was just easier for him to do.
I love that straightforward honesty there. Like, yeah.
And the sound is really good. It's actually really interesting. The music, I don't know if this comes across the trailer. The music is like, it kind of reminded me of like Ico or like Last Guardian, where it's like this very somber, orchestral, soft music, like very relaxing music for a game you thought would be like bleep bloop bloop blah bleep bloop bloop, like Zelda music.
Yeah.
But it's got this like nice like ethereal music with this sort of like fake language, these like bright, colorful things. So it's kind of like this nice, like weird mesh of like these sort of tropes that you're kind of used to, but not mixed and matched in this way. And we've talked about this before, like Darksiders, like I really like Darksiders series, where I took these kind of interesting tropes and mixed them together in weird ways. So it definitely feels like that. Um, I was super like this was like legit like my favorite game of all of PAX. Whether or not
Nice.
because it was just super well polished at that point. Maybe because I really like the aesthetic, and then I just the music was really good because I was surprised how good the music was. Because it's not something I would notice, but it felt like it didn't fit at first because I was just expecting bleep bloop music.
Hmm.
Um, so I think it's just like that surprising aspect. It's a game that seems when you first like look at it, you're like, okay, I think I get it, and then like as you it lets you dig a little deeper. It's like, oh, okay, there's things here. There's things that are interesting. There's secrets that there's mysteries that I'm not quite understanding yet.
Yeah.
So I really, really liked it in that regard. It's just everything about it's like just awesome.
Nice. So I guess with those mysteries and everything, was there any hint at like an overarching story here? Because I'm just thinking like with that kind of unknown script that you're describing, it'd be hard.
Yeah,
Is it? I don't know. I guess I'm curious like how the story would play out then. Like, was there any
that's a
hints to that in your demo, or was it just more of a here's the gameplay, here's the style, here's the feel of it?
definitely felt like yeah, definitely didn't get any story aspect
Okay.
stuff. There's definitely like ancient like I guess if we're talking like very vague story stuff like there's ancient statues that look like foxes that you don't quite know sort of thing. But like really yeah, there's no story anything that I could see. But it definitely felt like one of those games like because they are sort of playing on those tropes that like they don't need to tell you the story right away. Like maybe it will be just to find the princess sort of thing, but they're not but like why should they bother? Why do they need to tell you that? Like
Yeah.
you know,
You're
because it's
gonna do
already
this
so simple.
regardless, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
That almost feels like kind of the idea of that script is like you're gonna do this. We know you're gonna do this. We're not gonna sit here and explain it to you because you're gonna do it.
Yeah, and like you probably already know. So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting. It plays on a lot of things you might already know. And if you don't know, it's there enough that you can figure it out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sounds like a
Very
very
cool
interesting
game.
game. I'm very
Yeah.
curious about this. Well, we are Workforce Gaming. You can follow us at Workforce Gaming on Twitter. Subscribe to us wherever you're listening to, and we will see you later.
Bye.